Hey, it's Anonymous. Long time no see. It's been 5 months since my last episode. It's kind of hard to believe, although I get it. I did record an episode or two and they just didn't come out right. So I never released them. And then it got cold and wet here in the Bay Area. And so I realized I got to do it inside. So here I am, and I'm sitting in the place where a lot of music takes place. And, I was thinking, it's been 5 months, and I have been making music during that time. A couple things happened. I got the Moog DFAM, Drummer from Another Mother, and Subharmonicon. So I've been working with those, and if you check out my YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of experiments with those, just trying to kind of learn them, because even though I'm familiar with Moog synth stuff, these are a little different. So that's been fun. The experiment continues. I'm not doing it just for the synth stuff, though. Really, it is to be able to create kind of atmospheres or backgrounds or settings for bass. And so I've done a little bit of that too, and one that I came up with called Cloud 68. I am really happy about, and that's kind of what I would love to be able to do all the time, but it's not something that happens all the time. I can't just kind of turn it on and make it happen. It's something where I'm learning kind of what my MO is, right? How I work. That's another thing that's happened during this pandemic. Part of me thought I got to practice and I got to improve. I've been playing a lot, actually, not so much recently, but, during the pandemic, I've played quite often, mainly playing along with recordings and that kind of thing. But I also realized I tried a couple lessons and the teacher is great. It's me. It's like I've been playing for so long and just kind of ingrained in my habits that it's really hard for me to make a concerted effort to learn something new. And so instead, I'm learning that I have these kind of spurts. I'm also not a professional musician. This is not how I make my living, and I do other stuff, so it's not like I have all the time in the world. But when an idea comes up on me, I try and jump on it, end up working really hard, and that's when the creation happens. And so, all this kind of synth stuff, there's a sequencer behind me too, my Space Echo that I picked up in Japan, all this stuff is kind of there to support the bass in a lot of ways, and to support music creation. Bass by itself is hard to do music with just bass, right? You need at least... Well, you don't need, but I need at least one other voice most of the time. And that's what's neat about the DFAM is you get finally I have a kind of a drum machine that I'm somewhat comfortable with now. And the Subharmonicon allows for other layers, but in a kind of random way. And the Siren that I picked up a couple years ago, which is kind of like a Minotaur, the bass pedal kind of synth, is really important for me too. So, I try to have a bass out, and for a long time I had my 8-string out, and back to that track, Cloud 68, that is my Rickenbacker 8-string with something I came up with first on the DFAM and the Subharmonicon, and then created that tune out of that improvisation. And so that's another aspect of my MO, right? I love to improvise and then build something out of that, right? And so I've been playing the 8-string, put that away recently. I got the double neck out now, which is fretless, and then kind of 6-string bass, like a bass 6. Just pulled this out a few days ago, really, and started playing the fretless on here again. I got to practice first. I can't just pick that thing up and just make something happen. I really need to work on it. I haven't played this in a long time, and you need to really be able to see the markings on the side of the neck, at least till I get used to the scale length, because my other fretless is short scale, the Guild. So anyway, that's where I've been at, trying to make some music. not always feeling inspired. Our heater broke for a while there too, and so I was pretty miserable. Finally, we got things up and running again. I've been sitting here waiting for the heater to turn off, actually, so that there wouldn't be that background noise. But that's, what I kind of hope to keep doing in 2022 is keep working with the synth stuff and keep trying to kind of generate these kind of soundscapes, whether they're ambient or more rhythmic. It all kind of depends on what happens. Where the synths take me. A lot of times it is kind of in the moment, and where you happen to set the knobs, it gets an idea going. An idea that I've had for a long time. I'll call it inventions for 4, 5, 6, and 8-string bass guitars. It comes from Inventions for Electric Guitar by Manuel Gotching. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He was the guitarist in Ashra Temple, classic German guitarist from the 70s who I think still playing. Him, Klaus Schulze, right? Two of the big improvisational musicians of the German kind of, I'm not sure if they're Berlin school technically or not, but there is a whole kind of thing with sequencers and synthesizers and, electronic percussion, and Asherah and Klaus Schulze are two of the main people. And so Manuel Gotching has the inventions for synthesizer and electric guitar. I should have looked up the name, huh? Why didn't I do that? Here it is, Inventions for Electric Guitar, Ashra 6. So it's almost like a solo album, and the back is cool because it has, look at that, you can see all the spaghetti, all the cables on the modular synthesizer. So that's kind of how I see what I'm doing, is creating these little pieces of music that feature the bass guitar as one of the main voices. Don't really have anything new to share. Go check out Cloud 68 at the very least. I've also got another one, Sub Harnelem 85, which is my lembicized guild bass with the subharmonicon. Those are two of my favorite pieces that I've come up with in the past few months. There's a lot of experiments on there too that I don't really want to take down necessarily, but they're not the main thing. So I don't know. I have a hope. 2021 was better, huh? But not great. Hope that 2022 is good for all of you, and hope that things open up enough that maybe we can even go out and see some live music, something I haven't done yet. I know other people are doing it, but I'm hoping to. Zombies on tour, another one of my favorite bands, right? That's bass, drums, and sequencers and synthesizers. And so, just hoping for lots of good music in 2022. My own, but also discovering more and hearing more music.